The problem with leadership today isn't that we don't have enough leaders. It's that we have too many people with titles and not enough people with influence. You've seen it. The small business owner who feels more like a hostage than a leader. The church staffer burned out because carrying a team that won't carry themselves. The middle manager at the bank who keeps asking, why won't my team just do what I ask? Here's why. Leadership isn't a position. It's a progression. And if you don't know what level you're leading from, you're going to get stuck. This episode is brought to you by the Leadership Strategy Call. If you're ready to lead your team with clarity, character, and results, book a free 30-minute call at genesisbusinessstrategies.com and let's make leadership make sense again. Let's be real. We've all followed a leader who only had a title, and it was awful. There's a big difference between being in charge and being worth following. Today we're going to break down the 5 levels of leadership originally taught by John Maxwell and look at them through the lens of servant leadership. Because whether you're running a business, leading a team, coaching a group, or raising kids, the level you lead from affects everything. The first thing I want to do is describe what leadership is anyway. John Maxwell puts it this way. Leadership is influence. It's nothing more, nothing less. Simon Sinek defines it as leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. Think about that. It's not necessarily about calling the shots. It's all about carrying the weight. That's why servant leadership isn't soft. It's strategic. When you lead from service, not status, people follow. They trust you. They'll go the extra mile. But if all you've got is a title, you're going to get resistance. You're going to get burnout. And unfortunately, you're going to get high turnover. Here's the roadmap according to the book by John Maxwell. Level 1 is all about position. The position says that people follow you because they have to. You've got the role, you got the badge, the business card, but zero influence. And unfortunately, this is where a lot of people get stuck. But we're going to break it down deep in the next episode and help you get unstuck. But right now, just think about this. How many companies have you seen where the star salesman, the star salesperson gets promoted to the sales manager? They're great as a salesman, but nobody has taught them how to manage the people that are under them. So what typically winds up happening? Well, typically they wind up micromanaging because they know how to do the job. Obviously, they've done it very well, but they can't manage you to help you do the job. That's serving. When they can turn that from a position to service to help you get better, that's when they're starting to move out of the position and into the permission, which is level 2, permission-based. People follow you because they want to. This is where relationships kick in. You've started to build trust. You actually listen and you care. People follow you, not just your title. And that's level 2. And then level 3, he talks about production. People follow you because of what you've done. You get results. You've earned respect. You deliver consistently. But servant leadership at this level, they don't just hit numbers. They start to build momentum. And then level 4, people development. People follow you because of what you've done for them. You're not just producing, you're multiplying. At this level, you're coaching, you're training, you're raising up leaders. You care more about the legacy than the applause. And then the pinnacle, level 5. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. You don't need to say much. Your name carries weight. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. It's rare, but it's worth aiming for. Now, why these models work? This isn't just for business owners or entrepreneurs. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. The burned out nonprofit director. She's got a title, but she's stuck in level 1. Nobody's showing up on time. Everybody's passive. She's carrying the whole load herself. Or how about the corporate team lead? He's sitting at level 2. His team likes him, but results are flat. He hasn't figured out how to lead them through people yet. So everything bottlenecks at him. The worship pastor, stuck at a level 3, productive, sharp, talented, but hasn't trained anyone to take over when they're gone. No bench, no growth. The business owner who's making it work. He's finally cracked level 4. His ops manager runs the schedule. Techs solve problems without him. But he's still working 60 hours a week because he hasn't quite learned how to let go. Everyone is somewhere on the ladder. And honestly, if you're honest with yourself, you could be anywhere along this ladder at multiple times in the day with multiple different people. Level 1, you could be at position, if you just got that, new position, new people, they don't know who you are, but you could be at a level 3 with your bosses because they know who you are and they know what you've done. And here's the thing, just because you don't have a position, you can still do the rest and lead up. That's a hard concept. Leading up is just learning how to get permission from those around you because you care for them. You may not have the position, you may not have the title, but you care about the person in the cubicle to your left, in the cubicle to your right, in the truck that just left, in the install crew, if you're in HVAC or any kind of service-based business. You can lead up. You don't necessarily need a position, but that's typically where most people start. So, next week, we're going to dive into level 1, the position. It's going to hit home for a lot of people because I know a lot of leaders who get stuck here without even knowing it. I got a guy, Mike, who ran a company with 6 employees. He was a great guy. He was a sharp guy. Every day he'd walk in the office with a clipboard and frown. He thought if he pushed harder, people would respond better. But all he got was eye rolls. People were walking in late. Team meetings felt more like hostage negotiations. People didn't want to come in. He had the position, but he had no permission. Title said boss. No one was following. We're going to unpack exactly what happens, how it happened, and how to lead your way out of it. So each week, I'm going to try and give you an assignment to do. Here's your assignment for this week. Write down the 5 levels on a sticky note, a note on your phone, whatever it is. First level's position. Second level's permission. Third is production. Fourth is people development. And the fifth is the pinnacle. Then ask yourself, what level am I leading from 80% of the time? And here's the kicker. Ask one person on your team the same thing. You may not like the answer, but you should be able to grow from it. And if you're tired of guessing, coasting along, wondering if your team's behind you, we need to talk. You can book your free leadership strategy call, genesisbusinessstrategies.com, and let's figure it out. Figure out what level you're actually leading from. Figure out what it is that's holding you back and what the next right move is. We'll give you clarity, the next step to walk out your mission with confidence. Because when you learn to lead like a servant, you soon change, culture changes.